Biddly, 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 bo. Yes, yes, yo. Here we go. There ain't nobody down around here. You know what time it is. Get that badger in and on and over here. We had to move back to get his greatness in. Your favourite delusional clout chaser is back. This is going to be a tough sell, I appreciate. Got to do a couple of quick shout-outs to some super chatters last night. Shout out to Ming, shout out to JT, shout out to CH, Ena, Righteous One, and Tim Flowers. Appreciate you guys for the underlap super chats. You're all absolute legends. CH is a madness. CH is a maniac with the level of money that he chucks around. What a boss boy. Arsenal tomorrow, quick shit vid. This is what it's all about, baby. I will be doing a watch along tomorrow. I'm coming on from Leeds Fest to do it. Currently on my way back to Leeds Fest now. I'll be certainly here for the instant reaction if I don't do the watch along. I might not do the watch along based on the fact that there might be a few people coming back to my house to watch it. And they might not want to have the face on the camera. And then I can't really have the speakers on and all that stuff. So we'll probably watch it. If I can, I'll go live. If I can't, there'll definitely be an instant reaction. But let's talk about Arsenal Football Club. I'm aware that I'm going to get so much pelters for this, and I don't care. I'm delusional. I'm a Leeds fan. I'm not rushing back from Leeds Fest to come watch Arsenal pump Leeds United, or I might very well be coming back to watch that happen. It's going to be very difficult. But if that does happen, what I'm definitely not doing is today thinking about it all day, thinking, oh, well, we're just getting beat tomorrow. Because what's the point in watching it if you're convinced that we're just going to get beat? It's going to be very, very difficult. Miracles do happen, and this is far from a miracle. You don't need the Lord Jesus Christ to come down to make this happen. Crazier things have happened. Ampadu's out. I think Struick will keep his place. Ampadu's apparently not back for about 4 weeks till after the international break, which is a real shame. I thought he were excellent the other night against Everton, as everybody was, super competitive. I personally think he'll go with Gruev, although I would like him to try and get Longstaff in there. I don't think Longstaff will play the holding role. People won't like this, but I don't think he particularly fancies stacking the holding role. And Tanaka probably certainly not, when he's probably the best ball player that we have in terms of just being on the ball, being a ball player, forward-thinking ball player. Stack, probably the most all-round centre mid that we have at the moment. He don't want him in that central defensive role. I think it's a shame that we can't sort of work that out somewhere, because I do think they're probably the three best of midfielders at the club, but especially when Ampadu's out, because I think he's brilliant in that CDM role. But it's a long old season. Longstaff will get plenty of minutes. I'm hopeful that he does. But yeah, I personally think he'll go with Gruev. I think he'll go with Gruev, but also based on the Everton game, because that's what he went with. One or the other. When Ampadu got injured, he were getting Gruev stripped off and ready to come on. And then Ampadu, the legend, the man mountain that he is, wanted to stay on. I think the starting lineup will be the same as bar Ampadu, Gruev in for Ampadu. I think it'll be exactly the same going forward. It'll be Perry in net, Bogle, Rodon, Struick, as I say, I think keeps his place, and rightly so. Be-all will be on the bench. He's not the be-all and end-all. Goodmanson, left back. Then it'll be Gruev, Tanaka, Stack, Nonto, much to everybody's disbelief. James, much to everybody's disbelief. And Peru Peral Parisi, much to everybody's disbelief. We've obviously signed that Noah Okafor for 18 million. People saying he will start. Honestly, I think there's a zero chance that he starts. It's a Leeds United fans trait. I think it's like, new player must start. New player must be best option at club. New player must come in. New player must score goals. New player must be better than everything we've got. I'm hopeful that Noah Okafor is certainly better than everybody we have. Whether or not he is or not, we will find out. I hope he is. He looks exciting. He's obviously been at some big clubs. He's got a big future, hopefully. I think that's probably the end of Ramazani at the club, full stop, to be perfectly honest. But I don't think he starts on the basis that I just think it sends out the wrong message to the football club, to the football players, the players that have already been here. It's just like, he's been here 2 minutes, he's straight in. DCL's obviously, he didn't get even in the squad against Arsenal. Against Everton. I think he will against Arsenal. But the idea that, because you've got to drop somebody off the bench, haven't you? And you've worked with these players all pre-season, and then you're pulling somebody off the bench for that case, because there is now arguments who is on the bench genuinely, which is, it's a good place to be. And we're kind of, I'm not going to say we're particularly strong, like strength in depth. We've not got a wishing well of footballers, but we've certainly got there's some decent decisions to be made, isn't there? Ramazani now, does he even make the bench? If he favours Aronson and Harrison, which I think he does, Ramazani don't make the bench if Okafor's on the bench. Does Okafor even get on the bench? Does he stick with Ramazani for now? I think Okafor does get on the bench. I think Calvert-Lewin gets on the bench. Got to then think Beale's coming in on the bench. So we're going to have to lose some players. Is it Byram off the bench? Ramazani off the bench? It'll have to be a winger who pulls off the bench because he's not going to take Metcha off the bench. I can't stop saying off the bench. Now, Arsenal don't always start off flying under Mikel Arteta. They have struggled in comparison to how they play throughout the season. I know I get pelters for that, but because it will still clearly be extremely difficult. I don't think they played particularly well against Man United the other day. I know they got the 1-0 win and it was at Old Trafford, but Man United came out of that game and everybody's suggesting that they would sort of turn the corner and they were back. I'm hoping that that isn't the case for two reasons. One, obviously I don't like Man United and I don't want them back anywhere near to being anywhere near what they was or even anywhere near being good. I don't want them to be a good side. And two, it potentially means that Man United weren't good and Arsenal were just a bit better. So if Man United weren't very good the other day and they got the win, they lost to Arsenal, it's like, well, neither were Arsenal, they were just a tiny bit better. It's a good start for Arsenal, evidently, going to Old Trafford and winning. I'm not downplaying Arsenal before anybody starts on me. But for some reason, when you talk about traits and managers and football clubs, when you talk about anybody else, it's fine. But when you talk about Leeds United having a chance of, getting a draw away at Arsenal when they don't notoriously start particularly well. They've started solidly. They are a solid side, but they had the worst start in the history under Arteta a few years ago. I think 21-22. They lost all 3 games of the first 3 games they lost, and they didn't score a single goal. They will score tomorrow. They will likely beat us tomorrow, but we are Leeds United. And more importantly, as I say, I am not wasting my time coming on from Leeds Fest just to expect us to get beat. Win, lose or draw, I'll be drinking for sure. We might have to go a bit long. We might have to try, go long, avoid their press. We can get them on break. We've got Bogle, Goodmanson, James and Nonto, I think will be the 4 starters out wide and at the back. They're all really good. They can pick up really good spaces. Arsenal won't be too solely focused on what we're doing, will they? So there will be little pockets that we can pick up, providing we're bold and strong, competitive as we was against Everton. It's obviously a different level, but we have to hold our own, be bold in there. Fast in transition. Everybody likes saying transition. We've got to be fast in there. Be bold, as I say, don't fuck around. Do everything at 100 mile an hour on ball, in my opinion. And if it doesn't come off, you don't blink. In tennis, the only way to beat Djokovic is to go for the lines and go for the corners. If you go for broke and you don't hit the corners and it goes long, it's your fault. If you don't go for broke and you're short, you lose anyway, don't you? So he beats you regardless. So we've got to be bold in there. Be bold, Leeds United. We are Leeds United. No inferiority complex. They are solid, obviously, as I say, generally. But in terms of getting going, it's hopefully the best time to actually play against them. It'll be really interesting regardless. But providing we have the same competitive edge that we had against Everton, I think it's honestly, we can make a case that we can get them on break and pick some up. Let's get a point. The defence will certainly be tested, won't it, tomorrow? But I can't wait, boys. That's all I'm saying. That's why we're here. That's why we're in the Premier League. Stop bitching and moaning. We're Leeds United. We're all supreme. We'll never be mastered by you. You know the rest. We're here for real. We're not messing about. I don't care if I get the pelleters for it. I told everybody before the season, before a ball was kicked, not to slag the team off and not to slag the manager off. And we got off to a good start. We got 3 points on the board against an Everton side that everybody say are washed and shit. Well, Everton have stayed up forever, haven't they? Have they ever been relegated, Everton? So if they're not a Premier League side, I don't know what is. I don't believe in free hits, but the 3 points up to Arsenal now puts us in a really good, strong position. I don't believe in free hits, but it represents the club a little bit better. If we show up tomorrow and do well, get beat 1-0, I don't believe in the free hit, but we've got the 3 points on the board. If we can aim for 3 points and get a point, because you aim there, you get there, as I've been saying all season, aim for 11th, finish 10th. Just represent the club properly tomorrow. Just be super competitive, bold in there. I think we've got plenty of options off at bench now. I honestly do. I know nobody likes to hear it, but Longstaff will probably be somebody that will come off at bench. DCL potentially. We've got the new best player in the world, Okafor. Harrison, solid. He's, if we 1-0 up with 20 minutes to go, Harrison comes on, does a job, doesn't he, on left wing. Got Metcho, different options, can take a decent pen by looks of it. He's a different option for us. I think, if we are going long, it might be the type of game that's brilliant for DCL and non-tone. Dan James to get in behind off some flick-ons from DCL. If he's competitive, he'll be bang up for it, won't he? Especially if it's his debut against Arsenal Football Club, you know, you're absolutely laughing at that point. He'll be chomping at the bit, won't he? So, yeah, we'll see. Okafor does not start for me. There's no chance of that happening. I also think it's a bit wild. I think it'd be wild of Farke to just drag him straight into the side. I think it sends out the wrong message, and I think it's a risk. But what are you all saying? That's what I think. What are you saying? I'm still gonna predict a Leeds win, just because ever since I've started the channel, I've always predicted a Leeds win. I think we'll have to score twice in order to win, so I'm gonna go 2-1. But if you let me have that as my main prediction, if you let me say what I actually think the option is that we have, and I think we can get a 1-1. I think if we go 1-0 up early on, we can really hang in there, fight, be bold, strong, competitive for 90 minutes. They will definitely score tomorrow. I do believe that will be tested. I really said this a long time last year, a lot of times last year when we was playing against teams 60 minutes in, when it's 0-0 or the 1-0 up, you get your back up and you really start believing that you can come on with some points. And then for some reason, you'll throw everything more. You already thought you were putting the kitchen sink at it, but then taps are coming off with lot. You know, it's all coming at you at that point. And you get your back up and you hold in, you hang in there. If you go 1-0 down 10 minutes in, you know you've got no chance. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's harder to really there's like a rigidity that comes into it, any side, no matter how shit you are at any level. If you're hanging in and you know that team are better than you, but you're 1-0 up or it's 0-0 and you're 60 minutes in, you think we've got a chance here. We've lasted 60 minutes, haven't we? We haven't won the war, but we're definitely well into the battle. So that's all we're after. Be bold, boys. I hope nobody minded the Djokovic. What would that be? An anecdote? It's not an anecdote, is it? It's an observation, but it's called something in it. All the professional YouTubers will be able to tell you what that's called. It's like a reference or something. Somebody will tell me what it is when I get the pelters. Probably some Arsenal fans will watch this as well, and I'll get shit off them saying, "You are a clown, mate." And we're living in clown world, and that's the only way I want to be, to be honest. I want to live in clown world and turn up away at Emirates. Arsenal don't really lose many home games. They are an extremely good football team. They've just beat Man United. We drew with Man United in pre-season, which doesn't matter one iota. But don't believe in free hits, so I'm not just going to be that guy that goes, yeah, we get beat tomorrow. Not having it. Get up, get out, get on it. We love it. See you all tomorrow, boys. If you could like, subscribe, comment, I appreciate every which one here. Honestly, truly do. See you tomorrow. Certainly for the live reaction, instant reaction, and possibly for the live watch along. Gone Donald Trump with it. Possibly the best watch along in the world. The greatest.
Boom.